This conference will now be recorded.
We'll be starting our next topic, that is reservations. Okay, so in the reservations we will be discussing the topics that we are going to cover there. We will see the structure of reservation and information it contains, manual and automatic reservations, creating and changing the data in the reservation, enter a goods movement with reference to a reservation, evaluation of reservations, and reservations management. Okay, and ticking list for reservations. So these are the topics we will be covering in the reservations. Okay, so what are reservations? Basically, reservations are the request to warehouse to have materials ready for issue at a later date and for a particular purpose. So here we are going to reserve a material for a particular purpose, like for production or for some other purpose, or reserving it for issuing the stock to a customer if it is a finished product. So basically we are reserving the material stock for a particular purpose through this reservation by creating the reservation. Okay, so it is important that reservations are considered in materials planning so that required material can be procured at the right time. Okay, so when you run MRP, which we discussed in our previous classes, when you are running MRP, system should know from the stock how much quantity is reserved for a particular purpose. So if system knows, then accordingly it will create the required procurement element, like for purchasing or production. So that is the reason why we are creating the reservations in the system. Okay, now another use of creating the reservation is a reservation can also be used to plan an inward movement in advance. Even for good receipt also you can create a reservation. Okay, so a reservation ensures that a material is available when it is needed. That's the main purpose of reservation. Okay, so typically with reservation we will be pre-planning the goods issues and transfer postings also, and even you can plan the good receipt also with the reservation. Okay, I'll tell you why the reservation concept is there. Okay, suppose if we have, let's say you have a material ABC 123. Okay, for this material, let's say you have a stock of 100 pieces. Okay, now let's say production people created a production order. They want to do production. Okay, for this production order, let's say they create a production order 1. For this production order, this ABC material requires 50 pieces. Okay, so now when you create this production order, from the 100 pieces stock, system will reserve this 50 pieces stock to this production order. Now let's say they create one more production order. Okay, they create one more production order. Okay, let's say now this production order number 2, this here, let's say for this production order you require the material ABC 70 pieces, but already from the 100 pieces 50 pieces are already reserved for the production order 1. It's already reserved. So now in that case, now when you require 70 pieces, there is a shortfall of 20 pieces, because 50 already reserved, you are left over 50, but for your production order you require 70. So now there is a shortfall. So if this is the case, what system does is MRP will create a procurement proposal. MRP will create a PR to procure the remaining 20 for 20. PR for 20. So now system should know whether this 50 pieces is reserved or not. So that reservation, if you create, then MRP will come to know. That is the purpose of creation of reservation. Now if you take, this is a raw material, this is in case of raw material. Okay, now let's say you have a finished product. Okay, let's say for the finished product you have a stock of, let's say your finished product is XYZ 123. Okay, now let's say you have a stock of 200 pieces finished product. Okay, now one customer has given a sales order. sales order, let's say for 120 pieces. Okay, so when they create the sales order, it will create, obviously after that they will create a reservation, so it will get reserved. So from the 200 pieces, 120 already reserved to this sales order one. Now let's say from the another customer, I received one more sales order. Okay, I received one more sales order from the different customer, let's say sales order number 2. Now here I require, let's say 150 pieces, but already from the 200 stock, 120 is already reserved to first sales order. So now system should know that only we can confirm 80 pieces here, 80 pieces here. Okay, for this sales order. Now the leftover, the shortage is 70. Shortage is 70. Now for this 70, now we have to produce the material. 70 shortage. So how system will come to know this shortage? Whenever you create a reservation, then based on that reservation, system will come to know the shortage. So that is why this reservation works in the system. So that is the main purpose of creating the reservation. Okay, so now what are the so reservations can be either it can be you can do using reservation a receipt, good receipt you can do a goods issue using reservations, and you can do a transfer posting also using the reservation. So basically reservation is nothing but pre-planning your goods movement. Okay, you are reserving stock for a particular purpose so that later on using that reservation you can do goods movement. Okay, so whenever they create a reservation, planner, production planner or controller or warehouse manager will come to know about this reservation, that they have to reserve particular stock to a particular purpose. That is the use of creating the reservation. So what are the reservation types? Okay, so reservations can be created in two ways. One is manual without no reference and with reference. This is a manual. Okay, manual method. Another one is reservations can be created in automatic method. Okay, like in the PP module. In the PP module, when they create a production order, system will automatically create a reservation. Okay, and even PS module, when they create WBS elements network, it will create a reservation. Even during MRP, it will create a reservation. So this is a reservation creation. Either you can create reservation manually, or sometimes it will be created automatically based on certain functions executed in other modules. Okay, we will see both of them. So once this reservation gets created, information will get passed on to warehouse, and even this reservation will be considered by the MRP in the next MRP to make the to create the necessary procurement elements like planned order or purchase requisitions. So basically there are two methods, automatic and manual. Okay, so now let's start with creation of reservation. So first let's start with manual. Okay, manual reservation, manual. Okay, manual creation. So manual creation, the transaction codes are MB21, creation is MB21, change is MB22, and the display is MB23. These are the transaction codes to create a reservation manually. So now let's see the practicals. You will log on to the system. Okay, okay, so go to transaction MB21. This is our create reservation initial screen. Okay, here first thing is base date means on which date you want this material to be reserved, you want to use these materials. Okay, so that is a base date. Okay, so now let me put, let's say I require on after 3 days, let's say I'll put 08/08/2018. Okay, now moment type, what type of reservation it is. Okay, it is a goods issue or a transfer reservation or a goods receipt, what type of reservation it is. So for that you will do through moment type. So if you go here, this one, whether it is a good receipt reservation, goods issue reservation, or a transfer posting reservation. So as of now, I am creating a stock transfer reservation. Okay, so I'll use moment type 311. We already discussed what is moment type 311. 311 is a transfer posting from storage location to storage location, one step. So this I'm using this moment type, and I'm creating this reservation in the plant 1000. So enter that. Now enter. Okay, so once you enter, you will be getting this screen. You will be getting this screen. So we are here. So this is the structure of a reservation. First, we have the header. We have the header. Okay, in the header, you enter the base date on which date you require the material. Okay, I'll tell you what is check against calendar. Now you enter the moment type. You enter the moment type, account assignment like plant or whatever it is, you enter. Now in the items are nothing but what materials you require. So you can enter multiple items. So in the item details, you enter what material is required, what is the quantity, where it is required, and when it is required, and whether goods movement is allowed or not. You will enter in the item details. This is how the structure of a reservation will look like. You have header data, you have item data, you have item data. Okay, so now let's put some items. I'll put some items here. I'll enter the receiving storage location. This is my receiving storage location. I'll enter the material 208. Let me open the MMB transaction because we need batch numbers. MB 208. Okay, so now let's say I have this 50 liters of stock with this batch number. This I want to move it to reserve it to move it to storage location 0001. So I'm making a reservation. So enter the material quantity. I require 50 liter. Okay, from storage location, this storage location I want to move. Now enter the batch number. So this is a batch number of the stock which I want to reserve. So now enter it. Okay, now I want to create one more reservation for a different material. Let's say they take this material. Okay, let us go to stock overview of that material. Just 1 minute. Let me open one more session. MMB 209. Okay, now let's say you have 150 pieces of stock of this material in this storage location with this batch. Now let's say I want to reserve 100 here. Okay, so now enter 100 pieces. Okay, from this storage location. Okay, so now what is the batch number? The batch number is 1177. Okay, so now enter. So I entered two items. Now enter. So I am reserving these two materials for stock transfer from this storage location to this storage location. Okay, and the goods movement allowed is automatically checked over here. This one, goods movement allowed. This one, movement allowed. This one. Okay, so done. Now enter once. Now save it. Post. Now system will create a reservation. See, the reservation got created. Now if you go to the display, this is a reservation number. If you want to see the header data, you need to click on this button, header button. If you click on that, you see this is your base date. This is the user from which this reservation is created, and the account assignment is 311. Okay, and the receiving storage location is this one. Now to see the details, just click on the button overview. Now you will go to the details. Okay, from here put the cursor on that particular line item, and from here you can go to the, if you click on the button details from item, you can go to that item details. Item 1. So now you go to the item 1. Display reservation details 1 of 2. So this is a 1. This is a material from this storage location, you need it. This is a stock, we have reserved it with this batch number and required on this date and movement allowed. So this is how you see the data. So structure of a reservation will contain header data and for a particular item data. Okay, so now we will see how to do goods issue against reservation. So now, before that, I'll show you the moment we create reservation. You see in the stock overview screen, if I refresh it, see, as we created the reservation, here it is showing the reservation reserved. So this 50 stock is already reserved for some purpose. You can see that here. Even the other material, if I go to 209, if I refresh the screen, see, out of 150, we reserved 100. So it is showing in the reserved stock section. It is reserved already. So by looking at here, you can know how from the total stock how much quantity is already reserved. That you can see it over here. Okay. So now let's see how to do the goods issue against reservation. So now you have the reservation. Against this reservation, I need to take the stocks, post the stocks. So goods issue against the reservation. Okay. So when you do the goods issue against reservation, let's say you have a reservation. Okay, in the reservation there are two items. Okay, now first item is required 5 pieces, second item required 10 pieces. Now when you do the goods issue, let's say you posted 10 pieces exactly to the required quantity, then system will automatically make the checkbox final issue indicator. System will automatically activate. Okay, if you make your required quantity is 10, you posted 10 quantity exactly to the plant, then if that is the case, system will do the final issue indicator. It will activate. Now if you post partial stock, then system will not activate this final issue indicator, but if it is completed, then you can go and put manually final issue. That can be done. That means reservation is closed. So that is what called final issue. So now we will see how to do this goods issue against a particular reservation. Okay, there are two checkboxes. One is movement allowed indicator, another one is final issue indicator. Now if you see in the reservation, see, one is movement allowed indicator, another one is final issue indicator. As of now, both are blank, both are not checked because we have not made any goods issue against the reservation. So now let's do the goods issue against reservation. Okay, I'll open one more session. Let's do it. So now the transaction is Migo, MIGO, Migo. Go to Migo. Okay, select transfer posting, reservation. Now what is the reservation number? Reservation number is 91820. 91820. So 91820. Enter it. Just click on the button execute. Okay, so now you got both. One is for 50, one is for 100. Now what I will do, I'll post now only one. I want to post only one now. I don't want to post the first one. And the second one, I am posting full quantity as per the plant. Now check. So it will ask for the batch number, I think. Just 1 minute. What is the same batch number? Let us put over there. Where is the batch number? This is a batch number. Enter it. Check once. Okay, that's okay, not a problem. Warning message. Now here what I'm doing, I'm only as of now I'm posting only second material. Okay, I'm doing goods issue transfer posting for second item. I'm not doing for first item. Okay, check once and I will do the posting. I'll do the posting. I did the posting, material document posted. Now if you go to the reservation, again, display, see what happened here. For the second item, total requirement quantity was 100 and we already withdraw 100 quantity. Okay, as the entire quantity is withdrawn, you see there is an indicator of final issue indicator activated for second item, whereas for the first item it is not at all activated because we have not withdrawn any quantity. Okay, even if you withdraw partial quantity, still this final issue indicator will be open. Now if you don't want this to do, if you don't want to withdraw anything, then manually you can go and activate the final issue indicator. Okay, so suppose now as this stock is posted, Now if you go to stock overview of what is the second material, 209, right? 209. If you go to the 209 situation, we posted 100 stock, right? So that 100 stock from move from here to here, and this reservation will go. This reservation will go. Now I'm refreshing the screen. See what happened? Stock moved 100 to here, and stock has become 50, and that reservation has gone because we posted the goods issue. That's what will happen. Okay. Now coming to the, if your withdraw quantity is exact to your requirement quantity, system will automatically activate this final issue indicator. Okay. Now if you want to do it manually also, you can do manually. Suppose if I go to change mode, I don't want to withdraw anymore, go to change mode. Now here for the first item, you can do it manually. Activate this checkbox. Now this reservation will get closed. Now the moment I save, if you go to the first material, 208, this reservation will go. This reservation will disappear. We have not withdrawn the stock. So now I am saving this. Done. Now if you go to the first item, stock overview, if I try to refresh, you see what will happen. See, that reservation has gone because we closed the reservation without withdrawing the quantity. So that is the importance of final issue indicator. Okay, final issue indicator. So this is how you do goods issue against a reservation. Okay, now the next one is evaluation of reservations. Okay, so I want to see the list of all the reservations in my organization, like plant wise or material wise. So all those things you can do it through a transaction called MB25. Okay, MB25, reservation list inventory management. Here you go. Okay, you have the selection screen. You can see material wise, plant wise, date wise, all those things you can see. Even you can see the status wise also. Only open ones, only goods movement not possible ones, cancelled ones. As per your requirement, you have the selection criteria. This is the one. So on the initial screen, you have the required selection criteria. Accordingly, you select the criteria and execute. System will give you all the reservations in that particular as per that selection criteria. Okay, so now let's me see all the reservations in my plant 1000. In my plant 1000, enter the plant 1000, execute. See, now you will get all the reservations here. Okay, so this is the reservation number, item number, required quantity, movement time, material, what is the required quantity, currently what is the difference, all those things you will get here. So this is the reservation list. Okay, that sorry, excuse me. The transaction code is MB25. MB25, evaluation of reservations. You can see all the reservations in the system as a report. That is the one. Okay. Now the next one is managing reservations. Okay. So managing reservations means, let's say I have created some reservations. Let's say I created some reservations in my organization, multiple reservations I have. Now for these reservations, in mass, I want to activate movement allowed indicator. I want to do it. Now going to each and every reservation, activating that is a very time consuming activity. So for that, you can manage the reservations in mass. Okay. So on the selection screen, you enter the base date. Now what system does is, from the base date, the number of days you set it in the configuration, it will add 10 days. Suppose let's say in the configuration you set 10 days, system will add that 10 days to your base date, and all these reservations within this requirement date, all these things system will display for you. From there you can do the mass processing, managing the reservation. So here the transaction code for this is MBVR. This is the transaction code with which you can manage the reservations in mass. Okay, and these 10 days where you will set up, I'll show you when we go to the configuration. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. So now let's use the transaction MBVR. Okay, so let me go to the transaction MBVR. Manage reservations. So you enter the base date. Now what you do, I want to set goods movement allocation indicator. Okay, so remove the remaining indicators. Okay, as of now, activate set goods movement to allowed test run. As of now, we will do the test run. Okay, so now let's execute. Okay, already I closed. Just one minute. Let us put some different date. Okay, so it will add another 10 days. Not doing, huh? Okay, let me put 0107. Not, we don't have data, it seems. Okay, let's select with closed items. Let's see what happens. Not getting item. So actually, if you have the data, system will do the display the reservations, all the reservations, and once you save, it will allow. Or let us do one thing. Let us put. I'll create a reservation. How much time it will take? MB20. Okay, I'll create a reservation. Okay, we need the stocks, right? Just 1 minute. MMB 208. Let's go to 208. Okay, we have the stock, right? 208. Okay, what is how much is the stock? 50. Okay, not a problem. Batch number is 1108. Enter the batch number. Now here I am deactivating the indicator material alert. Material alert. Okay. So now what date I have put? Just 1 minute. I'll put my requirement date as 7th. Okay. I have not activated movement type allowed indicator. Now I am saving this, posting this. One reservation I created. I'll create one more with 8th as a requirement date. Okay. I'll create one more. Okay, different material 209 I will take now. Now I'll put 209. Okay, and now I'll reserve this stock 1177. This is a batch number. Okay, what is the stock we have? 50, right? 50, 50, and the storage location I'll put it as L000. Okay, now I created two reservations and I'm deactivating material movement allowed indicator. Okay, so now save it, post it. So now I have two reservations. Now let's see how system will behave. Manage reservations. Now let's remove everything. Test run I will put goods issue log, set goods movement allowed indicator. Now the moment I execute, the two reservation system will show. See, 918, only one it is coming on. 91821. One more we have. Which date I put 8th? I'm not sure about configuration. Or let us put just 1 minute. Let me put here 4th date. Nothing is coming. Okay, not a problem. So I don't know, somebody might in the configuration they might have changed it. Only one day they might have put up 2-3 days. Anyhow, you will get all the reservations list over here. All the reservation list here. Now select all and just save it. The moment you do that, system will activate the goods movement indicator. Like this you can do for multiple reservations at a time. That is managing reservations. That is one thing. Now the another one is you can delete the reservations. Let's say after a certain period my reservations are not required. There are a lot of backdated reservations are there. I don't require them. Okay, so my base date is this one. I have a reservations. I want to delete all the reservations before required before previously October 2001, let's say. Okay, now what system does is the moment the base date you enter on the selection screen, system will take all the reservations with requirement date 30 days minus 30 days, which is set up in the customization, and it will display all these reservations. and then it will activate deletion indicator. So instead of deleting the reservation manually one by one, you can do with this mass function mbvr. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Again, same transaction, go to mbvr, manage reservations, you enter the date. Let's say I'll put my date as 01 Now let's say issue log remove, closed items remove, this also remove. Now I want to put delete or set deletion indicator. Okay, now execute. Now see, system is bringing all the open reservations, all the backdated reservations which are not required. Okay, so now what you will do, you will choose the reservation. You can select all by clicking on this button, select all, and you save it. Once you save it, all those reservations, system will activate the deletion indicator. That is also you can do. Okay, and this 10 days, this 30 days, or this 10 days, for this what do you call, movement allowed one, these things are set up in the customization. Okay, so this is the one. Default values for reservation, it is set up in the configuration. Okay, the transaction code is OMBN. It's a configuration. I'll show you in the configuration. If you go to OMBN, this one, default values reservation. If you go to the plant, click on the button plant. What is the plant we are using? 1000 plant. So for the 1000 plant, this one, retention period is 30 days for the deletion indicator, and for movements it is 10 days. And if you see, there is a checkbox activated, movement type allowed. By default, when you are creating the reservation, movement type allowed indicator will get activated automatically. I'll show you that. If you go to create, if I try to create a new reservation MB20 in the plant 1000, if I go inside, see, the movement allowed indicator is getting automatically coming over here. Why? Because of this setting. Here it is there. Okay, so this is how you set the default values for reservations in the configuration. Okay, so this is what, if you activate this checkbox, movement allowed checkbox is proposed during creation, automatically system will propose. Okay, now managing reservation, allowed days for movement plus retention period. Okay, another one is create storage location data for material automatically. This I will show you in the next class. I will show you. Okay, so this is a default values for the reservation. Now the next one we will be discussing is picking list for reservation. Okay, so I want to do mass posting for my reservations instead of doing it one by one. I have shown you how to do it in mass for a single reservation through Migo. We did through Migo. Okay, we did through Migo transaction. But let's say you have a lot of reservations. I want to do posting for that lot of reservations at one go in mass. So that time you will use this transaction, picking list for reservations, MB26. Here you have the required selection criteria. And you enter the selection criteria. When you execute, system will give you all the reservations. Now once you get all the list, using them you select the required ones, or select all or required ones, and then you do the posting. Okay, so that is the picking list for reservation. I'll show you that. Let's go to MB26. This is our pick list. Okay, so you have the pick list. Here you have the selection criteria. Based on your requirement, you can enter the selection criteria. As of now, let me see what are all the reservations in my plant 1000. So select that, click on execute. So you got all the reservations in this particular plant. You got the list. This is a reservation number. Okay. Sorry. So you got the list. Now you select whatever you want to post. Let's say I want to post first three. Select that. Now you do the post. So now system will post. If you want to do it for all, select all button here and then you post it. So now system will post the document, post the stocks against that reservation. So this is how you can do mass posting using this pick list. MB26 is a transaction. Okay, so now so far we discussed manual creation. Now the another method is automatic creation. Okay, so automatic creation, I will show you how system will create the reservation. Let's say in pp module when they create production order, system will automatically create the reservation. I'll show you the ones. Manual ones we already understood, and there are some cases in other modules when they do some activity, system will create the reservation automatically. Okay, I'll show you that. Let's say I'll take a material, I'll take a finished product. Okay, I'll take a finished product. Let's say I'll take this material, Pepsi bottle 1 liter. Okay, so if you go to this Pepsi bottle 1 liter, okay, I'll go to the BOM of this material. BOM, bill of material. We already discussed during our MRP class what is bill of material. So if you go here, I'll go to the first BOM of this finished product. So here, to manufacture this Pepsi finished product, you require bulk solution, you require an empty bottle cap, and you require an empty bottle. So whenever I create a production order for this finished product, system will automatically create a reservation for this component. That is also possible. So I'll create a production order CO01. This will be done by PP. This creation of production order will be done by production planning module people. You will not be doing in the real time. Just try to understand how the reservation gets created. So take the material, finished product. I am creating a finished product. Production order. Let's say I am creating 100 pieces. That means I want to manufacture 100 bottles of Pepsi of size 1 liter. Okay. So now let me create current date. Not a problem. Okay, done. Goods receipt, I'll activate the batch number. Now, the moment I save the production order, system will automatically create a reservation. So suppose when I save the production order, I created the production order, save the production order. Now go to change mode or display, whatever it is. If you go to the production order, okay, if I go to the assignment tab, there is a tab called assignment. If you go there, see, system has created a reservation automatically. 91823. This is a reservation number. I have not created manually, system only created. Now to see this reservation, take the reservation, go to our transaction, normal transaction, MB23, display reservation, MB23, which I told you already, MB23, display reservation. Okay, so 91823, this is my reservation number. See, if you go here, you can see this here. This is a production order number, and these are the raw materials reserved. Pepsi bulk solution, okay, bottle cap 1 liter, empty bottle 1 liter. Okay, and these are the quantities reserved. Okay, that is how it will happen. Okay, so this is the reservation. Why the movement allowed indicator is not come is the order is not yet released. If the order is released, that indicator will come. I'll show you the order release. I'll try to release the order. Let's go to change mode. Now when I try to release the order, that movement indicator will come. Now I'll release the order. Release is carried out. Now save it. Okay, order is released, production order. That is a PP concept. Don't worry. Now if you go back to the reservation and come again inside, now you can see that goods movement allowed indicator will come. Till the production order is not released, this indicator will not come. Okay, so we have seen two methods of reservation creation. Okay.